Barrow is the sleeping president.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Nobody baram kol kontona.
Mangi sama baram wakiwa.
Miliara ko jole ta amu ni nomati.
Nga xamna ni ñom mom bes bi tay.
Aju ko Gambia Ports Authority.
Gambia Ports Authority.
Ini bulo di ñola adi na president bala president Adama Barrow la.
Fi ba doxante loxo ak ñom rek ci loxo president Barrow.
Pour ñoom mi ko ma koy no donc ko ma koy ani Gambia ko putte pour ñi mala tamit lo ko e feria sama na inata ya ko ra bala la.
Ñaanal ko pour wa ak ñu wa Gambia ñu bari ci feri ko ko deka fi di bala.
Kon bala ena mom be bitey mu ngi tay bala le mo ngenta.
Ko baram ko alhamdulillah yo ma tale ci.
Ade kon tamba tet la ba jey la ko am.
Di nuyu di len dokal ci ko.
Bel alsan ba kon ton na min ka da alaji fayti.
Alaji fay ko bi mo deka bi ma nga dokal.
Nga aji meri ta kon to mane aji mane ndawol be be janne.
Mami ndawaji meri tal ñom yépp ci gel la.
Ni mo do to ana dem so kon to mi ya do ko ka ram ko wala da tu wati ni mo do la to wati ba kon to ñoom mu so.
Ma ci gel ni nga nek so jala bu ma ngi ni
ni mo do to be na se ba ko ta na.
dana do ma ngi ni se.
Mi nga dam sama la ci wati jeji ay sonko.
Moy so procteur ri joj sonko.
Ni mo do to be na ko ko na ba kon to na.
Ma ngi ni ko ma no bi.
Mi nga da ala hali la ni se di kanti.
Ko ma no ta region.
Ani bi ji ne mo sama de.
Ak ci ko ma no be bo sama.
Ke kon to baliano la te to ko baliano la.
Mo len mëna ñak ci ko sen tu.
Ka ko project na do no ban bi.
Jafe jafe bi ñew fi ci ni non ban.
Project na do no ban bi.
Project fi ñu tan fi.
Yana be ta da wa project sa ka ko le to no ta bi lo ka.
Wala mo dem fen ci ko fi ko ma no la ci
Anu na min se di kan governo ani bi ji de mo sama de ku ko so way kan no tangla.
Ko ma no bi ak depuis ko ma no ko nangulo recalé.
So fancy kon to jani be gambia.
Ko ma xassale yo wala ma ko.
Ni mo do be ñak ni na president Mara min ka president Adama Barrow.
Na lolu ma ngi ñu nak ko ak president Adama Barrow.
Ba kon to na ba ke.
Ma ko kere ko du ba.
Mara delegation kon to na min ba ko ma.
Yimna da yépp nek ci gannaaw.
Parce que president Barrow ñu waatu si ko ja ko ma wata to ko na mu foro ta la ba ta ba.
Sa yu president ko de video bi ngeen gis boro bi ko topp ci ko jàppale bi ngeen di delloo du kal.
Na ko do ko la.
Gannaaw bu yooyu
2016
am 2016 2016.
President Adama Barrow si kanyi makoka.
President Barrow jere kuki.
Na bantu ko yakala yela may banke bi.
Mune waki wa banke tay ko fa wa
Na sarti jamala ka non bantu jom ton President Barrow sarti jamala ka nyinga bi makoka.
President Barrow safa yu bari lañ jëloon ci tuddu na fa fi.
Adama sarti ko ta ko la kala ko President Barrow ton la ka silo la ko la silo do.
Ñe ko na tawa ci mo ko ne ay tawa ay yoon liggéeyal suñu yoon.
President Barrow la silo do.
President Barrow waxal na ko liggéeyal nañu yoon.
Ko na do kay ko la bi da no ñi.
Tawal na ko ñu jàng hôpital.
Pour ya jabi ke ne ay ruwandi.
Saxal wér gu yaram bi fii.
President Barrow yo do kule.
President Barrow liggéeyal nañu hôpital.
Mo kay ambulance o.
Tawal ko ne ko nañ soxla ambulance.
President Barrow ambulance o samara.
President Barrow indi ay ambulance.
Mo kay ka mo ara mo.
Ñu tawal ko biir school.
President Barrow na tele ma ci wala foundation do ko ruwandi Gambia.
Ñu yaatal ñema ci Holland Foundation ci
Ya ka ne na ko do Gambia ko kanja. Gambia ko la ñaaro ko muy class fu jël ko Gambia ko kanja.
Dafa classroom sa dama ak ay class
Ando mo ma wasa ñu President Barrow yo wasa.
yan sabab bi mooy President Barrow.
Maka do kay ko na ko na.
Ñu ko President nak sama ko ci dëkk.
Ni ñomi ba ko na ko bi jël ba ko e ko da da su ko da da ro ko ci yalla ta ta ma wa ko.
Mu ne tey ci no bank bi doon ko
Mu ne wasa bu
am mo wara do
na ha yo la ko ta mo wa ko la ko la ko ni sa.
la fa ñu jëlé wante léegi def ko la ko wara.
Dama sa te ni joge mo ma.
Mo wara joge
Sawa sa da la so sa ne $60.
ak ko da dañé na ko ci garage do ci dara.
Bari ni na sa ko ba ko na da na furi jo na da ye na da la so ko ni ni ma yaani.
Waaye ren ci firi am na def rek génné bu jëli garage am ci na.
Te lo ni ci President Adama Barrow.
Ko sa President ko dessé.
Ko na na ma ni la na da ba ni ka la President Barrow ay ala ko na ci ala ko na ko yesi na.
Mu ne kon bu ngeen di laaj wala bu ñoo laaj ñun suñu diggante ak Président Barrow lan moo des.
President Barrow si la la mu ci le ba ci la si la.
Kon ñun suñu nekk di ban doon nañ ko amee.
Ka ko ma ni ta mi ni na ni no na ko na na ni ba ko de na banki ko.
Bu fekkee ne dañ ko tabataloon téeméeri jafe-jafe ñoom ñeent fukki ak juróom benn fekk na.
Ko ta ni na ya le sai sai o ka na so ma tinga ni.
Kon nañ leen di ubbi si bon xool saay-saay yi ñu yàqal.
And the 5% of it now we become 2026 now see that we are going to go to Sanji.
Gannaaw balaa ñoo wax élection incha allah dinañ ko matal.
And I got President Barrow Kwasi who I tell I see no.
Mu laa xamal président nag ak lépp.
So who the hell I'm so coming no one political I'm so the good of
ñun man de fu ma jóg jigéen ñi jóg sa politique bi jigéen
ñi. Dala ko ni wala nga ta
ñi. ñooy wax suuf gëmoo ni ne demee ñu sànni kàddu.
And no one has no one of our ni mo ko plan mo ma ta ma president ma ta se ba and I got President Barrow ko. In 2026 bala box of on la no mo la ma ni de ni na mo la.
Mu ne su neexee yàlla December 2026 suñ kàttan yi nañ ko feesal.
Ba feesal la ma bala box of on la. Anga na mo di no mi de no la ko la pa pa. Ay no foto na sa re tabi na agele ke.
La xamante ni ko mos doon am ci non ban jon ren mooy ko loolu ngir leen.
Ana ma ya la ro sura tan no mi ka je prata ma ro ko yu baro. Na lo ko de ba bala ka pula ka sa ba mi de ja do do kula.
Am na suñu bi baro do bi des moom dina ko mo.
Ma na na ko ba ke na ka president ba wa ko na. Kay ko to la bu so ka ba ga ñew mi.
Mu ne ko waxoon naa ko seetaan mais ñu dee président Barrow jigéen ñi ne leen sama.
Kay la ba ga mo mi ki. Lo bi da no ba ba feri ko to lo ba ga ni lo bi da ni ba ko.
Ne ko am nañ la bitaan waaye féeri procès bi dem Banjul ci la bitaan bu mag.
So be de li e pa pa ko ga ni be bu dal ala sala no ki.
Ñeneen ñi su ngeen dañ war a def faj ci faram bi balaa ñëw nekk dara.
Sila president ba na ko feri di ba mi ala ko ni ma speaker am minister pula ba ñu ko president mo le pula tu ko le ko ma.
Féeri bu bees boo xam ne diggante baaraaj baa ngi diggante ni faj dara bu ngeen.
Ala ko president ba ke la e sino na bi ala ale no tam na ma mi ke. Ta bi ni da ba ni na be ka wala ta na la
President Barrow ne ma tan ko yàlla su nekkee yàlla mi ngi
atale la be ko no tele president da Barrow bu le ndama.
President Barrow bu le dem.
Naye Barrow bu le dem.
Barrow sabari.
Ala Barrow sabari na
not what they have. They have what they expect to have. In other words, expectation is better than position. Now to proceed, I want to invite the entity President of the African Development Bank, Dr. Ahmed Moutar. Chief Executive, in the name of Mr. Lamin Barrow, in the name of Mr. Lamin Barrow, Director General for West Africa. Excellency, honorable ministers, members of the National Assembly, traditional and religious leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to represent the President of the African Development Bank Group, Dr. Sidi Moutar, at this ceremony, function of the new Green Ferry. It represents transformative investment in sustainable maritime transport. Designed with hybrid green technology, this green ferry can carry up to 1,000 passengers and 20 plus vehicles at a time. It will contribute to improve mobility and safer and more reliable transportation services, thereby facilitating free movement of people, goods, and services. This investment was made possible through a United States $20.56 million grant from the African Development Fund under the 4th Bilateral Board Expansion Fund. Allow me, Your Excellency, acknowledge the long-standing cooperation between the African Development Bank and the Gambia. Since the bank started its operation in the country in 1974, the bank has committed slightly more than $450 million in support of infrastructure development projects across the agriculture, water supply and sanitation, industry, energy, and transport sectors. In addition, governance and social services. As at March 2026, bank's portfolio comprises 17 projects for a total commitment value of $200 million. With transport sector projects accounting for the largest share, at 51%. Your Excellency, today's event has a new chapter in the bank's partnership with the Gambia to support the journey towards a cleaner, more efficient, and resilient maritime transport system. The African Development Bank Group commends President Barrow for your steadfast leadership in spearheading the implementation an ambitious transport sector investment program. Already, some commendable results have been achieved. Increasing access to transport services, connectivity, and enhanced urban mobility. The green ferry is there a symbol of progress in our efforts to foster innovation and environmental stewardship. In line with the goal to reduce carbon dioxide emissions and adapt to climate change. The Banjul Port Expansion Project aligns well with the Banjul's 4 cardinal points. Supporting development of sustainable infrastructure and low carbon transport solutions. machine ci wàllu transport bi moo génne.
Your Excellency,
Your Excellency, kilifa yi fi teew
across Africa,
ne ci biir Afrique yëpp
challenge of balancing mobility, economic growth, and environmental sustainability. In Africa, challenge of balancing mobility.
mu ne ci Afrique fi li nga xam ne nii nag moo ne suñu passeport wala jafe-jafe ñoo am nag ci wàllu koom-koom ci ni mooy doxee
Economic growth and environmental sustainability.
ak tamit gën a yaatal suñu koom-koom ci ak wàllu li nga xam ne suñu waruwaay ni mu tëddee
Has become even more urgent.
dafa nekk ni dañ ko gën a soxla ci jamono ji
Traditional transport systems,
ak itam nit ñi naan di jaare ci wàllu dem ak a ñëw bi
particularly those dependent on fossil fuel,
rawatina ñi nga xam ne ni ñu ngi jëfoo ci moto wala ay machines yi nga xam ne dafaa jël essence su dis yi
place a heavy burden
loolu nag dafa
on
nekkoon
national budget.
daf daan gis trop ci alal yi ñoo dépense ci alal yi réew
This is why the African Development Bank Group
kilifa gi mu ne lii moo tax African Development Bank Group ñoom seen bunta bi
prioritizes support
gën a fulal li nga xam ne mooy jàppale
for the transition to green and climate resilient transport system.
pour na ñu indi véhicule bu ees boo xam ne nii dafa nekk machine yoo xam ne nii dina gën a oyof ci wàllu jëfoo essence wala ñu defee
Green ferry is a good example of this transition.
mu ne nag féeri bi indi nii nag samp bu baax la ci li nga xam ne ni moom nag taxawee nii
As it is designed, energy efficiency,
dañ ko def nga xam ne nii li moo naka ci dina wàññeeku
propulsion system
te itam dina nekk anam boo xam ne dafa sell seen dëgg
that will reduce greenhouse gas emissions
loolu dina wàññi li nga xam ne nii moo di saxaar si ñoom tasaare ci jaww ji
and lower operating costs.
ci nag anam boo xam ne nii dépense bi dafa néew trop.
Your Excellency, Mr. President,
Your Excellency président réew mi
let me once again convey a very warm-hearted congratulations
maa ngi delloo waat dokkale ak dikkal bàyyeekoo ci
to President Chad
président Kouta bu African Development Bank Group
and his best wishes
ak itam dina dokkale ay ñaanam bu baax itam
for successful commissioning
ci nag nga xam ne nii daal mën nañ matalee féeri bi indi ko tey ñu daloo ko itam bu nekk anam boo xam ne ni féeri bi dina dox anam bu mucc ayib.
I am comforted by the words of the Alpha
mu ne day alkaali baara bi li mu wax nii loolu de dégg na ko te itam maa ngi waat kàddu
said, don't give it to your friend or my friend.
féeri bi bu ko jox sa xarit waaye nga ko xaritam mu ne waaye nga jox ko xaritam li fa jëlee ci kàddu yooyu maa ngi yeesalaat sama kàddu
African Development Bank
ne nag African Development Bank rek continuer seen taxawaay di jàppale réew mi ñu dëgëral suñu àndandoo ànd ak nguuri Gambie ci jiitali président Barrow ak waa Gambie mu ne jërë ngeen jëf ci seen dëkk
Thank you, Director Barrow, for that assurance of cooperation and partnership between the government of the Republic of the Gambia and the AFDB. Before I call on the governor of our own first North Bank region, I want to announce that Dr. Daniel Barrow has a gift from the African Development Bank President, CDTA, to His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Alhaji Dr. Adam Barrow.
Taranga Fagial, African Development Bank Groups and President of His Excellency President Barrow.
Your Excellency, the Dominion Musatarawale, Monglan Muyu Dila Jerem Dila Santa, Jerejef Musatarawale, Mohamed Toure, Jerejef.
Thank you, Dr. Barrow, for that precious gift from the President of the African Development Bank. Excellencies, honorable ministers, ladies, invited guests, the optimists or the pessimists are of the belief that we should have a bridge between Bara and Banjul. That's what the government wants to build. But to the optimist, I want to tell you that instead of having a bridge, which is still in the pipeline between Banjul and Bara, we want to show them that there is a floating bridge at sea for everybody to see. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now call on the Governor of North Bank region, Mr. Sedikan, Mr. Lamin Sedikan. Mr. Lamin Sedikan, before I yield the podium to you, I want to sincerely thank you for your skillful organizing traits. What we are witnessing here today, without the full participation of the governor, what we are witnessing here today. What we have before us, of course, was done in full collaboration with the organizing committee of the Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure. Through the Honorable Minister of Works, Mr. Ibrahim Wasila, I want to sincerely thank all of you for the efforts you have deployed in making this historic event a success. Mr. Governor, I now have the honor to yield the floor to you. Governor.
May I begin with the Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I will acknowledge and recognize the presence of His Excellency, President Barrow, the Honorable Deputy Speaker of National Assembly, the Honorable Ministers, in particular, Minister of Trade, Works and Infrastructure, and his entire staff for supporting these occasions. The representatives of the African Development Bank, Dr. Lamin Barrow, our own brother, the Secretary General, Head of Civil Service, the Permanent Secretaries, Chief of Staff, Deputy Permanent Secretaries, Advisors to the President, Chief of Protocol and his entire staff, the Director of Gambia Post Authority and his entire staff, the Manager, Gambia Ferries and his entire staff, the regional governors, the National Assembly members, my able Deputy Governor, the security chiefs, ECOMOG and all other security forces, the district chiefs, the Alkalolu, the MPP chairman, and all the chairman of all the parties who are present, youth of North Bank region, ladies and gentlemen. It is with immense pride and deep sense of responsibility that I stand before you today to witness and celebrate a truly historical moment in the development journey of our nation, the inauguration of the Green Ferry called Bara. Today is not merely about commissioning of the ferry. It is about progress. It's about sustainability. It's about bold commitment to the future where development and environmental stewardship work hand in hand. Your Excellency, this remarkable achievement is a testament to your visionary leadership and your unwavering commitment to modernizing our infrastructure while safeguarding our natural heritage. Under your leadership, the Gambia continues to take decisive steps toward building a resilient and inclusive economy that serves the entire nation. I wish to extend my profound gratitude to the African Development Bank for their invaluable partnership and support. This collaboration demonstrates the power of strategic alliance in delivering transformative projects that improve lives and strengthening national capacity. Ladies and gentlemen, the ferry crossing between Bandung and Bara is more than a transportation link. It is a lifeline. It connects communities, facilitates trades, support livelihoods, and strengthen national unity. For decades, our people have relied on these crossings, often facing challenges that affect mobility and economic activity. Today, with the introduction of this modern green ferry, we are turning a new page. The Bara ferry represents innovative and sustainability. It reflects our commitment to reducing carbon emissions, improving efficiency, and embracing environmental friendly solutions. This is a clear signal that Gambia is not only keeping pace with global trends, but it is also taking leadership in promoting green transport within sub-regions. As the governor of London, I'm particularly proud of what this development means for our community. It will ease transportation, hence safety, reduce time, waiting time, and create economic opportunities for traders, computers, and business alike. But beyond these physical places, this very symbolizes hope for connected region, hope for economic growth, and hope for a greener future of generations to come. Distinguished guests, let us also recognize that infrastructure alone does not transform society, but people do. It is therefore our collective responsibility to ensure that this facility is well managed, properly maintained, and used responsibly for the benefit of all. I call on all stakeholders, operators, passengers, and the general public to take ownership of this national asset and safeguard it for our future. Your Excellency, today's event stands a shining example of what we can achieve when leadership, partnership, and vision come with a purpose. The launch of Bara Ferry will undoubtedly be remembered as a milestone in our national journey towards sustainable development. Let me once again commend the government of the Gambia under the leadership of His Excellency our development partners for this remarkable achievement. May this ferry sail safely and serve our nation with excellence. May it strengthen our unity and accelerate our progress. And may it stand as a lasting symbol of innovation, resilience, and national pride. Before I conclude, I have to say my own slogan. Trualco, Nilamel, Takul Nyuku. Defal ñu gis président Barrow def na ko gis nañ loolu laa
Thank you, Governor. Governor, I just want to summarize your speech into three things: efficiency, safety, and economic growth for Northern region. Before we proceed, I also want to recognize the efforts of EFP under the leadership of Honorable Sirawali Dao. We are all under the siege to the thanks to Mrs. Sirawali Dao. I want you to give her a resounding round of applause for always being present each time we need her. Thank you, Madam Sirawali Dao. To proceed, I now want to call on the Managing Director of the Gambia Ports Authority, Mr. Usman Jobati. But before I hand over the mic to him, I just want to warn you beforehand that I'm giving him just 1 minute, 3 seconds to deliver his speech. Mr. MD, welcome to the podium.
Your Excellency, the President, the Honorable Deputy Speaker, members of the National Assembly, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, the heads of public and private institutions, the Chief of Staff of the President, the Secretary General Head of the Civil Service, the Alcalde of Mara, the Chief of Government, the National Assembly member of the Governor of the Northern region, the members, distinguished invitees, eminent citizens, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, security services, and the press. It also gives me this singular honor to say this few statements as yes as advice. On this historic occasion, it marks the commissioning of this new park. Your Excellency, it is also historic. The sense that it is the second new ferry under your tenure in office. This ferry in finance with support through grant funding and also counterpart funding from the Your Excellency, the President, the project for the design and build of this started in September 2024 and was supposed to last for 14 months. And the design and build of this new ferry was by an independent survey was appointed by the in company name Marine Engine Supervising Consultant. And I am confident to say that the report from the survey is that the design has been to the best standards in shipbuilding. Your Excellency, it goes without doubt that such a huge investment must go with sustainable practices. And to this end, part of the agreement with that involves the deployment of a resident engineer who will be on the case for the appropriate knowledge and skills transfer. And we are happy to say that there's a group of young Gambians who have just graduated from the Regional Maritime University scholarship program by the government. They have this university with, let me just mention a few peculiarities about this project. It is hybrid, yes, because it is a dual system in terms of the diesel engine and the solar generation. What it does, other speakers have said it already, it reduces carbon emission and lower fuel consumption. It is designed to carry 4 big vehicles and 20 smaller vehicles and 4 trucks, sorry, and up to 800 and 1,000 passengers. But without the next road, it can carry 2,000 passengers. It has new features in the sense that there is a firefighting system below overhanging the cabin, and CCTV systems are installed on board. The passenger area has been redesigned so that there will be more accommodation, and there are 2,000 light levels in the unlikely event that we may be needed. There is also improved toilet facilities on each deck of the passenger cabin, on the passenger on the deck of the ferry, so that passenger comfort will be improved. Your Excellency, the African Development Bank, which is represented by the Director General of West Africa, Dr. Lamin Barrow, who happens to be one of our own, from a senior at school and a prefect of my class, has been through the efforts that were done when the transport division of the bank, so that the port project must be accompanied by ancillary support, so that we get maximum value to the main port development project. To this end, grant support was released to the tune of $20.156 million, and it involves 5 components. One of them is this new greenfield. The other component is the widening and extension of the port, and there is the climate resilient new integrated transport master plan for the Ministry of Transport, and there is also capacity development for the Ministry of Transport, as well as gender mix. These are the 5 components that were funded under this grant. So obviously, we can't apart funding from the government and the EPA. It goes without doubt that transport, most investment analysts would say that the business case has to be viable before investment in transport infrastructure. But the other school of thought is that transport itself is an enabler. Imagine building a road in the middle of the village. What it does, it supports growth because it increases the production capacity, particularly in agricultural farming. So that's what this new theory is doing. It is linking the major Trans-African highway is the Dakar to Lagos and the Lagos to Dakar leg is now this now the ferry also would be complemented by other infrastructure development in maritime transport to unlock the country's potential to serve a vast ECOWAS market, because what we are doing here is to link a very big market to ECOWAS. It has a population of about 473 million inhabitants, and the annual trade is valued in excess of $271 million. So there's a huge potential for the ferry to spark growth out of this coastline. Since I'm giving limited time, I will just maybe kindly ask that we remember one of our pioneers in this project, who happened to be the former regional director of Mr. Peter Post. He actually signed the contract, but he's been called so remember him in our prayers. He was not very active involved in this project. But that notwithstanding, we are grateful, Your Excellency, for your particular interest in this way. Because we remember oftentimes, because of your involvement, the GPA was able to score its efforts to make sure that we improve on our services. To the particularly mention the Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, and the Minister of Finance. They have provided the guidance throughout this time to make sure that we go through the different phases of this project. To the shipbuilders and the independent surveyors. By the way, the Director for Africa for Land is here sitting with the regional director of, and one of the clients. I think stand up to you so that you can. They make sure that the shipbuilding conform to the international standard, and we can confirm from the independent survey that the ferry was delivered according to the specifications and within the contract duration and also within quantity. To the team that was also helping, particularly the project management staff that work on this stuff.